The Galactic Council met inside a giant hall that floated in the middle of a bright blue star. Thousands of alien leaders filled the place. Their faces were different. Some had scales, some had 6 eyes, some had wings, but all had the same expression: fear. A dark message had reached them from deep space. A message older than their entire galaxy. The message was simple and terrifying. Something is coming. Something old. Something hungry. Even the bravest alien leaders felt their hearts freeze. The message did not sound like a warning. It sounded like a countdown. The council head, an old being made of shimmering light, spoke in a nervous voice that shook the hall. We must prepare. Every species must ready defenses. We must unite. The aliens shouted and argued. Some wanted to leave the galaxy. Some wanted to build giant shields. Some wanted to hide underground. Fear filled the room like thick smoke, but one name was not spoken. One species was not invited. One world was not even considered important. Humanity to the council. Humans were still young, weak, and too emotional. They were allowed to live in the galaxy, but they were not trusted with serious matters. They are primitive, one alien leader said. They panic too easily, said another. They cannot help us, a third one added. The council agreed. They would warn every major species except humans, and so the warning spread across the galaxy like a storm. But it never reached Earth. Far away, on a quiet human research station orbiting Saturn, Dr. Elias Ward watched a strange signal on his screen. The signal pulsed like a heartbeat. It came from the far edge of the galaxy, far beyond known space. He leaned closer. The signal felt wrong, like something alive. Something searching. Elias sent the data to Earth Command. Hours later, he received a message. Continue monitoring. Do not share with the public. But even the highest human generals did not truly understand what the signal meant. Only one group did: an old secret. Division of scientists who had spent decades studying strange ruins. Found on Mars, ruins from a lost race. A race that vanished suddenly, as if erased. Those ruins had warned of the same thing, the enemy that eats stars. But humans did not panic. Humans did not run. Humans prepared. Quietly. Meanwhile, in the council hall, the fear grew stronger. The dark signal was getting closer. Planet after planet began reporting strange events: stars flickering, gravity shifting, entire moons going silent. The council sent scouts. None returned. Then one day, all arguments in the council stopped, because the lights inside the hall dimmed, and every holographic screen turned black. A single giant image appeared, a shadow, so huge it covered dozens of stars. A living darkness with millions of glowing red eyes. The grand light being whispered, "It has awakened." The hall filled with screams. They will destroy us. We are not ready. They move too fast. Every species began calling for help from the council. War fleets launched. Shields activated. Evacuation orders blasted across the stars. But deep inside, the council knew the truth. They were too late. The enemy moved like a wave of night, swallowing everything in its path. It consumed space stations, moons, transport ships, cities, entire planets without slowing down. And then, something strange happened. A small cluster of ships appeared on the edge of the battlefield. Sleek silver hulls. Blue engines brighter than anything the council had seen. Human ships. The council leaders stared in confusion. Humans? How did they get here? Why are they armed? What is that technology? One alien general whispered the fear in everyone's mind. Why do humans look prepared? Human ships moved with perfect formation. They did not run. They did not scream. They did not fear. They fired. Beams of white energy cut through the darkness like lightning. Alien commanders gasped. Those weapons were impossible. No known species had such power. The enemy paused for the first time. It noticed the humans. On board the human flagship solar spear, Commander Arya Hale stood tall in the center of the bridge. Her voice was calm, cold, focused. Begin Operation Dawnstrike. Her crew obeyed instantly. No hesitation. No fear. They had trained for this moment for many years while the galaxy ignored them. Explosions lit the void. Human ships fought fiercely, surprising even the enemy. They saved the Council civilian carrier, dragging it away from destruction. Aliens inside watched with wide eyes. Humans. Saving them? The Council had mocked humanity. They had ignored them. They had not trusted them. But now when the first worlds fell, when hope died, the first ships to arrive were Human. In the Council Hall, leaders watched the battle in silence. The grand light beings slowly spoke the words everyone was afraid to think. Humanity is our strongest force. Another leader whispered, but why did they hide their strength? A third answered, maybe, because we never listened. And as more human fleets appeared from hyperspace warships, shining like rising suns, the truth became clear. Humanity was never weak. Humanity was waiting. And now, they were ready to make the galaxy pay for ignoring their warnings. The battle at the edge of the galaxy continued like a storm of fire and darkness. Human ships fought with strange new weapons, confusing every alien who watched the live scans. Nobody understood how humans who were once called primitive now carried technology that even the Galactic Council did not recognize. But the truth did not start with the battle. It started many years earlier. The discovery on Eris many decades ago. A small human research team found something hidden under the red dust of Mars. A massive underground chamber. Walls covered with symbols no one could read. Machines so old they looked like stone. And in the center, a single message carved into a glowing crystal. They come for all. Prepare. No alien species knew about this discovery. Not even the Council. Earth secretly formed a group called the Helios Division, made of scientists, engineers, and strategists. Their mission was simple: study the ruins. Learn the truth. Prepare humanity. At first, the scientists thought the ruins were a warning from some ancient Martian species. But after years of study, they discovered something terrifying. The ruins did not come from Mars. The species that built them did not evolve there. They came from far away, running from something in the dark, something that finally reached them, something that erased them. This was the same enemy now consuming worlds at the galaxy's edge. Humanity realized something important. If the enemy ever returned, every species, including Earth, would be in danger. So humans did something the Council never expected. They trained. They invented. They prepared in silence. The secret human projects, the Helios Division, worked day and night. They reverse-engineered the ancient machines found on Mars. They built new engines based on strange energy patterns. They developed new weapons that could change gravity, cut through armor, and disrupt the enemy's living shadow. These inventions were hidden from the rest of the galaxy, while aliens ignored humans. While the Council laughed at humans, Earth worked quietly in the dark, deep in the Kuiper Belt, far from the eyes of alien scanners. Humans built a secret base, Station Orion. It was home to the first human fleet designed specifically for the coming enemy. Commander Arya Hale, now leading the flagship Solar Spear, trained there for years. She knew the enemy would return. She knew the Council would not believe humanity. And she knew the universe would not be ready. Humans studied ancient battle logs found on Mars. They learned how the enemy fought fast, unpredictable, overwhelming. They learned that the ancient species died because they had tried to fight alone. Humanity decided they would not make the same mistake. They would save everyone. Even if the galaxy had ignored them, the Council's mistake years before the enemy returned, humans tried to warn the Galactic Council. They sent encrypted data about the ruins, the energy readings, the old war logs, but the Council dismissed everything. They are guessing, one alien leader said. They are playing with technology they don't understand, said another. Humans exaggerate their discoveries, a third insisted. And so the Council ignored the warnings. They ignored humanity. And now the galaxy was paying the price. The present. Humanity takes the Iliad back in the present battle. Human fleets pushed forward, helping the Council worlds that were falling apart. Alien broadcasts showed humans rescuing thousands of civilians from collapsing stations. Human doctors treated alien injuries without hesitation. The galaxy was shocked. The species considered emotional and chaotic now stood firm in the darkest hour. Inside the Council hall, panic slowly changed into confusion and then into guilt. The grand light being stared at the live battlefield feed. Human ships moved like well-practiced dancers. Every attack was precise. Every formation was perfect. How long have they prepared? One alien whispered. A tall reptilian leader answered softly, longer than us. Maybe longer than the Council. Another leader added in fear, how did they hide this? How did we not see? The truth was simple. They never looked. They believed humans were weak. They never imagined humans could build silent armies in deep space. They never thought humans could unlock ancient technology. They were wrong. The enemy finally. Yes, as the battle continued. The great shadow turned its attention from the Council worlds and toward the humans. Millions of red eyes glowed in the darkness. Commander Arya Hale saw the shift. They see us, she said. Second in command asked, should we retreat? Arya shook her head. No, this is why we trained. And with a calm voice, she gave the order that shook the entire galaxy. Activate the Helios Protocol. All human ships responded instantly. Engines glowed bright white. Weapons unlocked. Shields expanded like wings of light. Human fleets rose together, strong, bright. Fearless while the enemy moved forward like a sea of living night. The galaxy watched in silence. For the first time, they believed something they never wanted to admit. Humanity was the only species truly ready for this war. The shadow at the edge of the galaxy moved like a tide of darkness. Entire star systems trembled as planets disappeared without warning. Civilizations screamed in panic. The Galactic Council fleets fired everything they had, but their attacks barely scratched the enemy. Then, a new light appeared. Bright, silver, fast. Human ships. Hundreds of them, emerging from hyperspace in perfect formation. Their engines glowed like frozen sunlight. Their weapons hummed with an energy no alien had ever seen. Commander Arya Hale watched from the bridge of the flagship. Solar Spear. She gave one calm order. Engage. Human STRATGY human ships split into small squads. Each squad moved independently but worked as one. They were unpredictable. They attacked from unexpected angles, outmaneuvering the massive shadow. The enemy swarm hesitated. It had never faced tactics like this. Its millions of glowing eyes shifted nervously. Its limbs twisted and reformed. But the humans were always one step ahead. A council general watching the battle said softly, "They are smart. They fight like a single mind, not thousands of ships." Another alien muttered, "Impossible. They were weak once. How?" The answer was simple. Humans had prepared. They had studied the enemy for years. They had learned from the ruins of an extinct species. They knew the enemy's strengths and weaknesses. First, Steerike. The first wave of humans attacked a group of the enemy, swarm approaching a council world. Weapons pulsed with white light. Gravity-shattering cannons ripped through the living darkness, scattering pieces of the swarm into space. Alien leaders stared in disbelief. Many had fled the planet already, expecting death. But humans were here saving lives instead of running. On board the Solar Spear, Arya's second-in-command, Lieutenant Kyrina, spoke, "Commander, they are regrouping. Another wave is coming." Arya's voice was calm, almost cold. "Good, let them come. They'll learn what humanity is capable of." The enemy swarm collided with the human line. Screams of alien machines and the sounds of energy explosions echoed across space. But human fleets remained steady. They fought with a strange kind of precision. Every move was calculated. Every shot aimed at weak points. The enemy could not adapt fast enough. Heroic RES, CUL, the battle raged. Humans performed incredible rescues. They evacuated thousands of aliens from collapsing stations. Medical drones hovered over injured civilians, treating wounds instantly. Human pilots risked their lives to pull ships from the enemy's grasp. Alien broadcasts showed humans as shining saviors, saving beings who had once laughed at them, underestimated them, ignored them. The Council, watching helplessly, began to feel guilt. They had treated humans as insignificant. They had ignored their warnings. And now, in the darkest hour, humanity led the fight. The enemy takes a notice. The massive shadow of the enemy hesitated for the first time. It had destroyed thousands of Council ships easily, but the humans were different. Small, fast, and clever humans were unpredictable. Millions of glowing red eyes fixed on the human fleet. The swarm sent a massive wave toward Earth. Its intent was clear: destroy the humans first. On board the Solar Spear, Arya Hale studied the enemy movements. She knew the fight would be dangerous, but she also knew the humans had one advantage the enemy had never seen before: patience, preparation, and unity. "Prepare the Nova cannons," she ordered. "We hit them together. Maximum power, now." The turning poignant beams of energy shot across space, splitting enemy waves. Human fighters darted between attacks, hitting weak points in the swarm's armor. The enemy faltered, confused. Aliens watching in real time could hardly believe it. The species they had laughed at, dismissed, and underestimated was now the strongest force in the galaxy. One alien general whispered, almost trembling, They are saving the galaxy. And they never needed us." The enemy tried to regroup, but the humans anticipated every move. They fought with a precision and intelligence no one had ever seen. Every attack saved lives. Every counterattack pushed the enemy back. Even the Council fleets began to follow human strategies, copying their formations and tactics. Humans were not just fighting, they were teaching the galaxy how to survive. Commander Arya's message as the battle raged on. Arya sent a communication to every Council fleet. "Humanity warned you to prepare. You ignored us. Now fight with us or die alone. The choice is yours." The message echoed across the galaxy. Some alien leaders finally understood the truth. They had ignored humanity for centuries. Now only by trusting humans could they survive. The humans did not boast. They did not shout. They fought with calm precision, saving lives while defeating enemies, showing what it meant to be truly ready. The battle continues. The enemy was massive. It was ancient. It was terrifying. But humanity, small, young, underestimated, was holding the line. For the first time in countless millennia, the galaxy saw hope. Not from the Council. Not from ancient fleets. From humans. And one thought echoed across every being watching the fight. This species. This young species is unlike anything we have ever seen. Humanity was no longer weak. Humanity was no longer ignored. Humanity was the light in the darkness, and the enemy, though huge and terrifying, was about to learn the price of underestimating humans. The battlefield stretched across dozens of star systems. Darkness from the enemy's swarm swallowed planets, and explosions of light marked humanity's fierce resistance. But amidst the chaos, the Galactic Council faced a painful realization. They had been wrong for centuries. They had underestimated humanity. Human warnings IGNOR decades ago, humans had tried to warn the Council. Encrypted messages, ancient energy readings, logs from Martian ruins, data that proved the enemy was returning. The Council ignored it. They are young. They are reckless, the Council head had said. They exaggerate. They don't understand galactic politics, another had argued. And so, the messages were buried, dismissed, forgotten. Now, as the enemy devoured worlds, the Council felt guilt. They had ignored the only species who had prepared in silence, the human strategy. REVL Lead Commander Arya Hale's fleet moved like a single mind. Every ship knew its role. Every maneuver was precise. The Helios Protocol, the humans' ultimate strategy, was finally revealed. It was more than weapons. It was preparation, intelligence, and foresight combined. In hidden bases across the solar system, humans had been building technology far beyond the galaxy's imagination. Planetary shields, gravity-bending weapons, and energy cannons that could cut through the swarm's armor. The enemy had no idea what hit them. They had expected fear, panic, chaos, but humans were calm, focused, and deadly. And now, the truth was undeniable. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades. While the Council argued, while the galaxy ignored them, humans built a force capable of saving the galaxy. Council faces the TRUT inside the Council Hall. Leaders watched the battle feeds in shock. One alien whispered, voice trembling. They predicted everything. They knew how the enemy would strike. The Grand Light Being spoke slowly, voice heavy with regret. We dismissed them. We mocked them. And now, another Council member interrupted, almost shouting, humanity warned us. They sent data, calculations, war simulations. We ignored them. The hall fell silent. The shame was overwhelming. The beings who had ruled the galaxy for centuries now realized a young species had outsmarted them. The enemy targets ER2 while humans fought across the galaxy. The enemy recognized its true threat. A massive portion of the swarm turned toward Earth, the humans' home planet. Millions of red eyes glowed with malice. This was the final test. Humanity could no longer hide behind strategy or preparation. Earth itself was in danger, but humanity was ready. On board the Solar Spear, Arya Hale watched the enemy move. She was calm, determined. Activate Project Titan. She ordered. Project Titan. Project Titan was humanity's ultimate defense. A massive planetary shield, powered by energy from ancient ruins on Mars. It could stop anything. Alongside the shield, hidden orbital weapons platforms and warforges activated. Creating a deadly barrier around Earth. Human fleets formed protective rings around the planet, guiding fleeing alien ships to safety. Energy beams lanced through space, destroying enemy forces before they could reach Earth's atmosphere. The enemy swarm crashed into the shield like a tidal wave against a cliff. Millions of its units disintegrated instantly. Others were thrown back into space, confused, wounded, and terrified. For the first time in centuries, the enemy hesitated. Humanity's message to the Galactic sent a message to every alien fleet. Every Council commander, every species still watching. You ignored us once. You mocked our warnings. But we fought for everyone, even those who doubted us. The choice is yours: fight alongside humanity, or fall alone. Alien ships hesitated. Some joined the human fleets. Others finally realized the truth. Survival depended on trusting humans. The Council felt shame, awe, and relief all at once. Humanity had not only defended their home, they were saving the galaxy. The galaxy changes forever.